So today's activities, don't forget to sign up if you would like to participate. We have hiking and horseback riding. I don't know if do we have a limitation on the horses?
Yes.
3 per horse, yes. Then we may need that if we get too many sign-ups. We're not sold out of horses, are we?
Not at this moment.
Okay, so we still have horses for sale. So anybody who wants to join up on the run, rodeo, or whatever it is they're going to do out there, I think it's pretty slow and plodding across the desert. So, as opposed to, in any event, so that's available. Hiking is always available. It's expandable. I'm told that our golf master, head golf pro, John Whitfield, might be able to arrange some golf tee times if you see him. So if you have a mind to do that, go ahead. Just want to remind you about some upcoming MediaPost events. We have South by Southwest, which I think is in, a week and a half in Austin. If you have to have a ticket to South by Southwest, and then you can come to our content. We get 200 to 500 people in a big room at the Sheraton Hotel there, and I'm told, of course I only listen to positive feedback, but it's the best content at South by Southwest, because other than that, I think John mentioned this, maybe here, I don't know, but if you want to hear a 16-year-old wonderkin talk about his new idea to transform the world, you can go do that. It might be the next Mark Zuckerberg, or it might be somebody else who you never hear from again. But MediaPost is always there with great content, so you might consider coming to our stuff when you're out there. We also have 2 summits coming up first week of May. One is about search. One is publishing. It's the Publishing Insider Summit. So both of those are relevant to any kind of cross-channel strategies people are developing, and you might think about looking into those. And then there's our email summit. Those are in Key Largo, Florida, the search and publishing. And then in June, we're at Amelia Island, the Ritz-Carlton with email, and then a summit about TV, which is actually a channel also. So it's about programmatic TV, really. So we have a rich array of things available for you. I mean, we have more than you can possibly ever attend, but we'd like to see all of you at some of them in the future. Enough of that. Let me thank Yes Lifestyle Marketing for sponsoring today's breakfast.
We gotta fix that.
Wait a minute, hold on. I said that. No, didn't I say that? No, I said cycle.
What do you say?
Daniel?
At 19. Now, when I say elite sportsman, you automatically think of a 61-year-old potato farmer wearing gumboots, don't you?
Sometimes you have events that sort of tickle a nation's funny bone, or something grabs their attention, and with Cliff Young, it appealed to us on so many different levels.
And he used to run in gumboots. He was the worst dressed sports person we've ever had. These days, of course, Nike would have been there getting very special slick gumboots.
Cliff Young was, as his name suggested, young at heart. He embodied the never-say-die attitude many aspire to, but few achieve.
What the interesting thing about Cliff Young is that he wanted to do it, and it was remarkable what he did. I mean, he didn't cheat, he actually did it.
Oh, it's been a pretty tough run. The hills all the way to here, anyway.
And day after day, Cliffy Young, the Cliff Young Shuffle, and the whole nation fell in love with him.
Incredibly, at age 61, Cliff became the oldest marathon winner, and he took 2 days off the previous Sydney to Melbourne race record.
Do you think that you're going to make it all the way?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm going to run all night tonight, and I hope to finish tomorrow night sometime.
And he strutted the field, he just ripped them wide open. Kept going to Melbourne. If they hadn't stopped him, he would have finished in Perth.
Cliff was awarded the first prize of $10,000. He promptly gave $2,000 to each of the 5 other runners and kept nothing for himself. An impressive and generous man, that Cliff.
Cliff, would you do it again? Would you do it again? Oh, no, I don't think so.
morning. By show of hands, how many people feel that they could run from Sydney to Melbourne? All right, by show of standing up, how many people believe that they can achieve cross-channel marketing success? Stand up. I just started and I already got a standing ovation. The first thing you got to do to get to cross-channel marketing success is you have to believe in what you want. So before we go forward, let's take a look back at some people that have done some amazing things. President John F. Kennedy said, "I believe this nation should commit itself before the end of the decade to put a man on the moon and bring him safely back to Earth." Martin Luther King said, "I believe that I have my children to live in a nation where they won't be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." And as you'll see, Jay Coker on January 11th, he said, when he was a child, he said, "I knew that one day I would be the quarterback of the University of Alabama, and we'd win the national championship." Bring it a little bit closer to home, Pep Boys, right here, Rachel. "Life is full of point Bs, trust the boys to get you there." Cabela's, they believe that they want to be the world's most foremost outfitter. And Mr. Dixon said, Blendtec, I think is core here. "We want you to be your last blender you'll ever own." So what you have to do when you want to decide of what you want to believe in, that's cross-channel marketing, you have to start with what versus how. What do you want to achieve? Not how you get there, it's that you get there. But I think most importantly, you have to really start with why. You have to get to the customer's heart and mind and soul. When you get there, then you will achieve the cross-channel marketing success. And I think one of the most important things why companies here want to achieve cross-channel marketing success is because of time. When your customer goes to your site, they expect that that product is in your store. They expect when they go on the mobile device that they have a good customer experience, that that cross-channel is all fitting together. So it's saving them time. That's the number one reason. So the second way achieving cross-channel marketing success is to establish your goals. So how many people here have their goals written down? Perfect. So Harvard University did a study, and they found that 3% of the people that they surveyed had their goals actually written down. 13% of the people that actually just thought of some of their goals, and 84% had no idea of what their goals were. But this is where it gets interesting, and this is where I think it can help out our organizations, is that the 13% that had their goals written down and that had their goals that they thought of were earning twice as much as the people that had 84% that did have any idea what their goals were. But here's what really makes sense. The 3% that had their goals written down were earning 10 times as much as the 97% that either thought of their goals or that had no idea what their goals are. Why is this important? Can you imagine the amount of money that your company could make, or the amount of money that you actually could make if you had your goals written down? So they say success by the yard is hard, but success by the inch is a cinch. And you may ask yourself, all right, how do I get to my goals? And it's really simple. You have to ask yourself two questions. You have to ask yourself, how much? By when? So let me give you a couple of examples. So by September 30th, 2017, we'll add 585,000 new customers by leveraging Yes Lifecycle Marketing's real-time customer insights across email and mobile campaigns. Or by October 15th, our cross-channel marketing strategies will enable our best customers to have an average order of $87 that'll generate $50 million annually. Or how about this one? Our optimized customer journey will help reduce customer attrition by 5%, yielding $30 million in revenue improvement. That'll decrease operating expenses by $2 million through an optimized marketing spend, thanks to Yes Lifecycle Marketing. Or for MediaPost. In 2017, our team will win the MediaPost All-Star Award by leveraging the agency services of Yes Lifecycle Marketing. Sir Winston Churchill said, "He who fails to plan is planning to fail." And that gives the third action that you need to do. So let's say, for example, I have $20 right here in my pocket, and it's available. Who would want this $20? Anyone? No. This is... So what separates... Yeah. What separates... Is it Marlene? Your name? Darlene. What separates Darlene from the others in the room is that she actually got up, took action. She got up, and she got $20. So you're probably wondering, when is the Yes Lifecycle commercial going to start? Well, it starts right here. You have to call Yes Lifecycle Marketing. You have to take action. This is where our partnership comes into play. So we don't ask the question, what keeps you awake at night? We actually help you get a great night's sleep. And how do we do that? Yes Lifecycle Marketing is a vision of Info Group. And Info Group is what we did is, by the demand of our customers in the industry, we've actually combined agency services, creative, analytics, and design with data technology, and developing CRM solutions, and our email solution, the Yes Mail Lifecycle platform. About 4 of the 5 search engines use the Info Group data, and I believe 95% of all GPS technology is powered by the Info Group data. So Yes Lifecycle Marketing helps drive results and revenue by providing data-driven solutions that orchestrate cross-channel strategies. Forrester said that we were a strong provider, a strong performer in just the fourth quarter of 2015. And if someone says, hey, what's your elevator pitch? I always say we help you win more, make more, in less time, with less money. So everybody knows you don't know what you don't know, right? They're called blind spots. So if we can help you identify these blind spots, we've actually been able to help companies develop strategies that generate a lot of money. So we use a different approach. We use technology to identify the blind spots. And when we identify those blind spots, we identify a lot of revenue generating opportunities. Think of the last time you put on a coat or a pair of pants and you found money in your pocket. That feeling is the feeling that our customers get when they work with Yes Lifecycle Marketing. We're finding them revenue that they didn't even know that they had. Because everything that got you here won't get you there. Some will argue that the biggest disruption in the industry right now is technology. However, I would argue that it's actually the customer. The customer is changing. The customer is evolving in how they interact with you and how they want to interact with you. So Vince Lombardi, a great quote, the only time that success comes before work is in the dictionary. So how does Yes Lifecycle Marketing help companies achieve cross-channel marketing success? We have a program called the VOR, the Vision, Opportunities, and Roadmap. So I'll go into details. The vision, we help you because you've done a lot of the work up front, you've gotten your goals, you believe that you can achieve cross-channel marketing success. We help you design and develop the customer journey, what's working in the purchase and the loyalty cycles, customer communications, what's the strengths and weaknesses, and define that cross-channel experience. And we outline that, we document it with a vision. This is an example here. It goes into great detail. We've had a number of individuals that are helping develop this vision. And the second thing is the opportunity. I think, Lisa, you mentioned yesterday, have you ever used the data just to let it tease it out itself? That's what we do at Yes Lifecycle Marketing. We put the data, not only your first-party data, but the Yes Lifecycle Marketing, the Info Group data, and we put that together, and we actually hold that data up to the light, and we were able to identify opportunities for our customers to develop these new opportunities. So we develop and validate the benefits, we clarify the marketing messages, we define those KPIs, and we develop that. So what basically I kind of sum that up as what's new, unique, and different with your data today versus last year? How can we help you look forward to the next year? We put it in an opportunity framework with the life cycle segments, personnel segments, marketing history, key insights. We put it in a matrix. We help align that to what's going to happen here, now, in the future, and put together that kind of the customized framework. And then from there, we develop a roadmap. Some may have heard that if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. Well, we developed this roadmap for our clients so that it's a multi-year strategy, it's a phased approach where they can actually develop this kind of connecting of the dots of how you can get that true cross-channel marketing success. And we constantly deliver and measure performance over that in real time. Here's an example of a roadmap that we've done in the past. So you get the true cross-channel marketing success with all of the different channels. The proof is in the results. So let me share you a couple of examples of some results that we have. So for Silver Star brands, number of orders increased 3%, number of orders per click 41%, and revenue click increased by 24%. For one of our customers is Land's End, 33% increase in remarketing revenue, 30% revenue and growth in digital channels, and their trigger campaigns also grow. Marriott Rewards is the last one here, 14.4% increase in email revenue, 5% increase in open rates, 6% increase in booking rates. I've had to laugh. This slide actually was in my deck before yesterday, but you know the attention of a goldfish I think is 8 seconds, so we're getting the heck out of the pond, all right? So can you imagine July 21st, 1969, when Neil Armstrong took his first step on the moon, people watching a black and white TV, can you imagine them thinking that they could watch that on a 3D ultra 4K digital TV? There's no, see, that's what Yes Life Cycle Marketing is that we're that next generation of customer insights to help you really take that really deep insight in who your customers are. And number 4 is think like an astronaut. That's the number 4 reason. And you're probably thinking, all right, this presentation is getting out of this world. But what I mean by that, Colonel Chris Hadfield wrote a great book that I read last year, and it's An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth. And in his book, he says, we're not just expected to respond positively to criticism, but to go one step further and draw attention to our missteps. He tells about a story when he's in outer space and he's on a spacewalk, and a droplet of condensation gets in his helmet, and that piece of condensation touches the screen on his helmet, and it interacts with the solvent on his screen, and then that drop of water floats back into his eye. So he's out on a moonwalk or on a spacewalk, and he's blind. And he's like, I can't believe it. And he's calling Houston, we've got a problem. So he gets safely back to the capsule, and the other astronauts say, all right, what happened? Let's study what happened. Let's share each other's successes, share each other's failures. And I think of it as an industry, with MediaPost help here, is how much better we can be if we share our successes and we share our failures. I think we look at ad blockers, they're on our doorstep. We look at ad blockers, we look at privacy. That's all right there. We need to share each other's successes. We need to think like an astronaut and share each other's failures and successes so that we all, as an industry, can get better. So you got to get out of your comfort zone. This is where the comfort zone is. This is where the magic happens. And I think the easiest way that you can get out of your comfort zone is ask the question, these 3 words, what if I? And I'll help you out and start you out. So what if I call Yes Life Cycle Marketing? That's your first one, all right? But seriously, get out of your comfort zone. What if I learned to play a music instrument? What if I compared the customers that bought from us on December 23rd and came to the store and picked it up versus the customers that bought online and had it shipped FedEx Priority 1. Comparing these different things, kind of testing things out, doing things differently. Socrates said the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not in fighting the old, but building on the new. And that brings me to the last point. Never, ever give up. Babe Ruth, last weekend, Denny Hamlin won the Daytona 500 by 1/100th of a second. I mean, that's amazing. It's never happened before at the Daytona 500. And the king of swing, Babe Ruth, said it's hard to beat someone who never gives up. And Thomas Edison, before he died, he had over 2,300 different patents. And he said, it's not that I failed, I just found 10,000 ways that don't work. So in recap, in order to truly achieve cross-channel marketing success, you have to believe in what you want. You have to establish your goals. You have to take action. You have to call Yes Life Cycle Marketing. You have to think like an astronaut, and you have to never give up. But before I end, I want to tell you a story about a bar-tailed godwit. Does anybody here, and I'm not going to make you stand up, but I'm at the end, but does anybody know what a bar-tailed godwit is known for? I'll give you a hint. If Cliff Young owned a bird, he'd own a bar-tailed godwit. And the reason why I say that is this bird is some scientists hooked up some receiver to these birds, and they identified that they fly from the shores of Alaska all the way down to a little tiny island off of New Zealand, 7,145 miles, nonstop. That's like Cliff Young running 43.5 miles an hour for 7 days nonstop. But what makes this bird important is that how it does that is that during the day it uses the sun to navigate, and at night it uses the stars. Just like Yes Life Cycle Marketing uses your data and our data to line up the information so that we can help you achieve cross-channel marketing success. So I ask you in closing, what's your moonshot? I ask you to dream big, start small, go fast, have fun, let your fears go, and if I can help along the way, please give Yes Life Cycle Marketing a call. Thank you very much.
Wow. Nash, what can I say? That was amazing. Well done. Thank you so much. Any questions for Dan while we have him here? It's your chance to, come on, this guy's pretty good. Quick draw here with the one-liners. No? Anyone? Do you have a team here, right? That's a team of one? Yep. Dirk, there he is right there. All right. And you'll be here through the day and tomorrow as well. All right. Thank you, Dan. That was excellent. It was really inspiring. Thank you. Okay, we're going to take 5 minutes.